Oh, camera's all right. Alrighty. Card Authority's back for 2025. Why is that so high, Jenks?
Use maybe just a large head.
Possibly. Welcome back to Card Authority 2025. Exciting times. Footy season is just around the corner. And we have had the first real sign of that with Footy Stars 2025 just being announced by Select. It's an exciting time. My inbox has been lighting up. As always, Jenks is back for 2025.
Back for 2025. A little bit overdue. We would have liked to have got it done a little bit earlier in the year.
Busy.
But the schedule's been pretty busy.
Yep.
But it's obviously worked out really well now with the first show of 2025 being the introduction to AFL cards for 2025, of course.
Absolutely. And it always feels like once Footy Stars comes out, it's like, pre-season games.
It's the official launch.
It's the launch. That's it. We're off and away.
We're off and away.
Hello, Justin. Hello, Shane. Hello, Wade. G'day, Jimmy.
Hey, everyone.
It's
Wado.
Yeah, everyone's back. G'day, Aiden. You bought your full allocation. Fantastic.
Nice.
Footy Stars 2025, as just announced by the beautiful Lynn Gilmartin, is doing a fantastic job. Jenks, you commented that she had a nice little star earrings to tie in with Footy Stars.
Absolutely.
G'day, Glenn.
Always on the fashion.
Absolutely. So really good that Footy Stars is out again for the year. $142.50 per box. There is some limited cases available for SEC members.
Yes.
There's also some blasters that are new this year. The locker, which you said you were going to get for your kids. And, of course, starter packs. G'day, Jax. G'day, Glenn. G'day, Justin.
Hey, Robert.
Plenty of new initiatives and innovations this year for Footy Stars, which is brilliant. And look, we all have to remember, the majority of the people watching this are probably hobby participants, but the amount of messages I got in the last half an hour of how good is it, I can't wait to rip boxes with my kids, I can't wait to get some starter packs or a box. This is a mass market product which is built for all ages and all
affordable, accessible.
Yeah, you're meant to be able to get it everywhere. We have boxes for sale on Good Vibes. We're going to have boxes in the store. All the retail stores.
All the retailers will have it. Plenty of the online stores and stuff will have it as well.
It's meant to be available.
Yeah, it's meant to be out there. This is not supposed to be...
It's not supremacy.
Yeah, that's right. This is not supposed to be one of those crazy ones. It's a great opportunity for new collectors to come into the hobby, and of course an opportunity for the kids to be collecting as well.
Absolutely.
There's a number of subsets that are targeted directly at that younger demographic, and obviously the retail version always perfect for that as well, being unnumbered and produced in much larger volume.
Well, cards are meant to be accessible. The predictors are probably the thing that it ties in the hobby market, because us hobby enthusiasts and collectors want to chase the booklets and the Brownlows and we'll talk about the new predictors, but there is unnumbered inserts, there's numbered inserts. Luminous is back. G'day, yes, hi Stacey, hi Delta, hey Rich.
So many messages
Shane,
coming through.
Hey Jason.
Haven't been on for a little while.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's great to be back. G'day Jesse. So look, I'll quickly run through it. We're obviously still trying to digest it, but it's good to see that the gold Brownlow predictor is back, and a new predictor, the patch Brownlow. So
I want to talk about that separately.
We'll talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
The Coleman predictor and the Coleman patch, Rising Star predictor and the Rising Star patch. Now, the breakout acetate, and I know you're a big fan of the acetates, so good to be there's acetates. Obviously, they're unnumbered.
Yeah.
The Boom card, constructively spelt with 3 O's that you picked up, Jenks, which is a nice little touch. Numbered card 360, 1 per box. The Epic Red, which is 3 per box, which look really good. And the Epic Gold, which is effectively the case hit. So 1 in 12 boxes.
Yeah.
Premiership predictors
Obviously,
are back.
The Boom and the Breakout are essentially just replacements of other subsets that we've had previously. Is the best way to look at those.
That's right. Premiership predictor is back, of course. Norm Smith predictor, which is the new one, and Instant Win. So Instant Win, Lynn mentioned quickly that there's going to be numbered sets of inserts, supremacy boxes, all sorts of other things, which I'm sure we'll see up on the website very quickly.
I think, Shane, my early opinion is with you, but it is still the early opinion that the Epic's probably the best looking card so far. Lots of people tend to always disagree with my opinion of what cards look like, and I expect to to be ripped a new one here as well, I'm sure, for saying that.
But as we've been,
but I think it looks quite classy, that card.
yeah, I do.
I think it's in line with like that showstopper type feel and all those
But
cards.
you've been saying this now for probably 5 years, Janks. It's very hard to judge cards via a picture
That's
or on
right.
a stream
Yeah.
until you hold them in hand.
Correct.
But
In the
yeah,
light,
I think the Epic card could be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You then obviously got the base, AFLW base, Footy Heads returns, which I'm a huge fan of because you know I hate. What were those other things called?
Look, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really honest with you.
G'day Glenn, g'day Burn.
Footy Stars and last year, 2024 Footy Stars, an incredible chase, an amazing set to put together. There's no doubt about it. I spent like a few months putting that set together and going super hard to get it completed. And unfortunately, I no longer have that anymore. And as a result, I've forgotten about a bunch of the subsets because I don't get to look back through the folders.
Sure.
So being able to look through the checklist again now, I'm starting to get a better idea.
Well, it starts bringing the memories back.
Yeah, that's right. And now, like, again, even when I was just watching the preview before, I wasn't so much taking notice, I suppose, of the predictors. But now when I'm starting to look at it holistically again, Series 1 from a collector's standpoint in terms of and going for high-end hits, traditionally, your only option was predictors. You were looking for the Brownlow predictor booklet. Outside of that, there was nothing. There was never signatures in Series 1 prior to the last couple of years, obviously.
You're jumping ahead.
So,
Just. I know you're excited.
And I want to double back at some point to the Norm Smith.
We're going to go back. I'm just getting the
You keep
housework
going.
out of the way.
You keep going, son.
So Footy Heads are back, Milestones are back, and obviously Milestones have been an absolute staple for Series 1 releases for a few years. Now, the big adjustment that obviously was there for 2024 was Luminous. Now, Luminous almost underpins Footy Stars now.
Yeah.
It has shiny prism-like cards almost. There's multiple variations. The base, the Superstars, which they had last year, the golden ticket, Janks, where who knows, you might find a golden ticket waiting in your next pack. Each one can be redeemed for a team set of cards.
Do you think that's the actual team set of the cards in the release? It's not a different team set that's being printed just for that.
I don't know. It might be a golden ticket set, but they're only numbered to 49. So that is super rare.
It is its own custom.
And that's 1 in 10 cases.
Hey, can we just step it back 1 second here? Because I think there's definitely quite a few names that I'm recognising already in the comments that are people that have only come on board in the last few months, probably since Legacy sort of time period. Explain the Luminous situation to everyone. Footy Stars, Luminous.
Yep. So you've got the Footy Stars release, and then Luminous is effectively a standalone release that they pair up as an additional card per packet, or in starter packs and blasters, they're actually now in their own packets.
Yeah.
And it allows, my understanding at a commercial level, is it allows them to spread hits further and add more hits without making cards numbered to 1,000.
Yeah. So for those that are new into the hobby, Footy Stars never had this. 2024 was the introduction of Luminous.
Correct.
And it was interesting at the time. If we were to go back and look retrospectively at our own episodes of Card Authority, the opinions would have been all over the place very early on.
They're great looking cards.
Consensus seems to be that people actually loved it.
Yep.
And again, like in terms of the look and the feel of those cards within a collection as well, it adds so much to that Series 1 product. So what we saw last year was the removal of Series 1.5 effectively, which was previously Prestige, and then the emergence of Luminous, which was then obviously merged in with with Footy Stars.
And without seeing the hobby product, but going on based on what happened last year,
yes,
hobby product is effectively the Prestige.
Yeah.
So there's more numbered cards, there's better hit ratio, all that kind of stuff, and that is filling the void or the gap between mass market collectors that we just talked about at the top of the show, and probably more of the hobby market, which is the majority of the people on the street.
So here's a quick question. In the middle of the mix, it's important because it's right now. Do you feel Luminous was an upgrade from the old Prestige set?
I think it's different. I think that, Prestige was the first time Footy Stars expanded to its own release, whereas Luminous is underpinning both retail, and also hobby. So
I also
is
think-
is it
yeah.
upgrading and adding more hits?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's different because Prestige was a parallel set to an existing product, as
Yep.
opposed to Luminous is a parallel set of itself almost.
Yes.
So it's a new product, and then it's got a parallel set within it.
Yeah, I can't argue with
but
that.
it's definitely there's no doubt it's going along the same veins though, both again at a commercial level for the card companies, but also from a collector's standpoint, it's just it's that whole notion of people doing rainbows and parallels and all that sort of stuff. And with that being said, like it looks sick in folders as well.
But
and
I
on
think
display.
people have to remember that as the market is expanding, and we're not, people can debate whether that's happening or not, but Footy Stars is now available in mass market stores, big box stores like Kmart.
Yeah.
They need to be able to print more product.
And that's the way to
you
do it.
can't have a box hit in Footy Stars numbered to 900.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there'd be an outcry.
Yeah.
So by having effectively a second release that you can mix in with it,
Yeah.
it allows you to do that and expand and allow it to get into more people's
Yeah,
hands.
absolutely.
Luminous Thunderbolt, which is back. There's also a Thunderbolt Gold logo, which is numbered. There is the Kmart Neon, which I've only got a black and white copy here, but that looks rather pretty. The Dragon Scales and the Dragon Scales Refractor, which I believe are available in the blasters and also the lockers, and the Dragon Scale Pink. Sorry, Dragon Scales and Dragon Scales Refractor are in the main release, and Dragon Scales Pink is exclusive to the lockers and the blasters.
Right.
Now you've got Luminous
So
Myriad.
the lockers have packets in them as well?
Yes,
Okay.
they do. Yep, and 2 exclusive Luminuses.
Okay.
Myriads are back. Real kind of like stained glass vibes that you would have seen in previous years from Panini.
Yeah.
And of course, there is a signature version of that as well.
Yeah. And obviously we saw the first incarnation of those last year.
Justin, would you like some Footy Stars sprinkled on top of your Luminous? That's not a bad way of saying it. More like, would you like some Luminous sprinkled on top of your Footy Stars?
Storage lockers sold out.
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay.
Wow.
Folders are back, of course. The Luminous folder last year was actually a winner. That white folder was beautiful. So there's the binder folder, the Luminous folder, and also the cardboard folder. Starter packs are back again. They've solved the issue last year where the Luminous card was floating in the thing.
Yes.
It's now in its own individual packet.
Okay. So because people were able to view that
Yep.
through the window, yeah.
Yep. Kmart starter packs with its own, the colourful one. Storage locker, as we just talked about, 5 packs per locker plus the exclusive Luminous. The blaster boxes, 10 per packets per, and some Luminous. We'll have those available in store. And then the checklist. So I'll circle back because I know you're very keen to talk about it, Janks.
Yes.
Let's first of all talk about the patch predictors.
Yes. Okay, so let's just talk about patches.
You love patches.
I do.
Yep.
Very interesting to include some sort of patch type of product into Series 1. But with that being said, a welcome inclusion as a collector.
Yep.
And as having the potential to get a card like that, that's awesome. I think that is, I would view that as an immediate response from Select to feedback and what has been very wide feedback in
Over the
terms
last
of the
12 months.
general discourse over the last 12 to 18 months.
People want patches.
Everyone's well aware, the card companies, Select
G'day, David.
included.
G'day, Darcy. G'day, Kane. Sorry, lots of names coming through.
Select obviously keep a keen eye on social media pages and
Yep.
other sites, etc., as to what's going on in the market, what people are talking about, feedback, sentiment, all that sort of stuff. I think that's a clear response from so much chatter last year and following the success of what we saw in the patch cards in Supremacy. So my first initial observation is really cool inclusion is going to provide something incredibly unique, especially for Series 1, in a redemption format from a winning card as well.
Yeah.
And as a result, that makes that piece and that card overall in the context of the history of Select Footy cards quite unique, I think, especially because of where it's positioned. So I think that's going to be super, super hot, whoever that ends up, whatever that ends up. I don't think it's mutually exclusive to the player or the club that someone collects individually. It's going to be something that people really, really want.
Yep.
That is super, super cool.
Can I just touch on something? David, look, I won't read the whole comment because it is a long one. Basically, he's saying, do you think people are going to hold back waiting for hobby? Look, there is definitely the hobby market that is always going to want to consume hobby, David. But as we said at the top of the show, Footy Stars retail is made for mass market. It's made for kids. It's made for people buying packets at 7-Eleven or Coles or Woolworths or, Kmart and all those places. Yes, the hobby market will buy retail and get involved with breaks, all this stuff. But, yes, the hobby market will no doubt want to see hobby, and some will wait, some will get involved. But we are very guilty, the hobby market, of trying to turn Footy Stars retail into a hobby product.
Yeah.
It's a mass market product.
And what Selectors has basically tried to also separate that out.
Yeah, they want it to be available. You can't stress. Select don't want this sold out in a day.
Yeah.
They want kids to be able to buy it for 6 months.
It also depends on what people collect as well, I suppose, David. If people are team set collectors, master set collectors, series collectors, whatever it is, they're going to have to work out ways to acquire both sets of cards. What's really funny is initially last year when I did it, we opened lots of hobby product and we didn't really open. I reckon we only opened a case or 2 cases of retail or whatever for the shop. And as I'm sure plenty of people are aware, when we open product for the shop for the RGB collectibles, I take the Saint stuff I want, AJ takes the Tiger stuff he wants, and off we go. But what happened last year, because we didn't really open retail, I remember getting to the point and looking at my set and going, okay, cool, well, I have all the hobby cards over and over again, but I didn't pick up any of the retail
ones are the hard ones to get.
And then when I went to get it, I was like, Jesus Christ, the unnumbered hits are selling for like $25-$30 from retail, and they were more scarce than the hobby ones.
Because it spreads so wide.
But that's the thing. On eBay, though, there was more hobby versions of those inserts, those box hits, the numbered ones, than there were of the non-numbered variations. So
hobby product gets consumed so fast.
Something just to be aware of. So so in that instance, David, like if your intent wasn't to open product yourself, but you still want to set collect, just be careful not to wait until the last second, because it might start to disappear by that stage and be absorbed by that much wider market.
Yep. You keep throwing me off.
Sorry, mate.
Come on, mate. I know you've been by the beach for a couple of months. Coleman Predictor, and of course the Coleman Patch Predictor, the Rising Star and the Rising Star Patch Predictor. Someone made a comment, I can't find it, I scrolled past it, but yes, it's like any predictor. Someone made a comment of, well, it's really only one team that's going to get a patch. Well, it's the same as only one team's going to get a Brownlow booklet as well. It's something to chase, it's something to speculate for, it's something to build in. Now, the new predictor this year, the new kid on the block, the Norm Smith signature predictor, Janks.
Yes.
You probably won't have to worry about hurrying to get a St Kilda one of those.
Yeah.
I think that's not going to win.
All right. That's true. But what I will say is I feel like I have contributed to something that's going to make lots of other people happy. Because I feel like
just one
that
thing.
Norm Smith predictor, I have championed that for years. I'm telling you now, 3 or 4 years, I've said, that's what. First I said the Coleman, but then I went to the Norm Smith, and I said, like, they need that. That's the one. People want it. It's probably good that they didn't introduce it previously, because there's been so many other cards for people to go after.
Yep.
Sick inclusion, Premiership Day.
Just another sweat.
But it's just sick, because the player. If the player is not the elite of the Premiership winning team, he's some bloke that puts in some magical, one-of-a-kind superstar effort on grand final day, that card has so much meaning.
Absolutely. And yes, Shane, don't worry. I was being harsh on St Kilda. I'm not going to have to rush to buy the Richmond one either. But saying that, I don't think you're going to have to rush to buy a Melbourne one either, champ.
Yeah.
It's all right. One thing I will say about the Norm Smith predictor, okay? So I think it's a good idea, and of course, you're just a hero of the community.
Mate,
so
I try my best.
So tuck your cape back.
Yeah.
Select have done a really good job with the Platinum Predictor sets, Platinum Premier sets, to actually get the Norm Smith winner to sign.
Yes.
So by breaking now away from that tradition and having the Norm Smith winner with a booklet, will they continue to get the Norm Smith winner to sign the Platinum set?
That's a really good question, and let me repose it back around. And
Okay.
to those in the comments at the moment.
Yeah.
knowing the scenario that AJ has just said, would you want the card to not be signed by the Norm Smith winner? Or for you, is the Norm Smith winner still the most representative person to sign the premiership set?
Well, I know after Richmond have won obviously 3 premierships in the last 10 years, and it's been an amazing moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I love it when the Norm Smith winner signs it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dusty didn't sign.
Would it be more meaningful if it was like the captain signing, for example?
Maybe.
Premiership captain?
Maybe. But I mean, that's a nice little brilliance, dual sig kind of
That's true.
combo.
So no matter which way you look at it, it's gonna.
I agree with you,
Take something
Shane. I think
out.
the Giants are the sleeping giants of this year.
Ugh.
All right, so
You're not giving us much to look forward to there, Shane.
no, it doesn't. Acetates are back, which are great. The boom card, I mean, it feels like again it's a hold in hand. I liked the bangs, which were first in 2022 maybe. Nice that they're doing something similar.
Yeah.
Epics we've talked about. Instant Win is back, which is great. AFLW has base. Someone mentioned before, no AFL numbered inserts this year. I mean, I can't really answer that. Probably just is what it is.
Sorry, but you know what Matt Thuma said? Something extremely important.
Do you want me to read it?
To really take
Do you
care of
think
your
they
train of
might
thought.
backdate the Norm Smith booklets like the Brownlow?
I'll be honest. I don't know what about other people think. I'd absolutely get around that.
Of
I'd get around
course.
it. I think the Brownlow release was absolutely. Am I allowed to swear at this time slot?
It's early.
Maybe.
No.
That was an amazing release, and people still write to this day. They have no idea how good that shit is,
Yeah.
and how lucky we are to have got that at the
And
price
the
point.
prices
The
that
price
it's
point we
selling
got
are
it.
crazy.
I'm telling you now. People,
Yeah.
I'll talk. I'm sure people who I bump into a couple of years down the track, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the track.
Yep.
That's one of the things we'll reminisce about how you were able to get those cards for $150 to $200. Insanity.
There's a good reason why we have
So
a
yes,
whole heap of stuff.
bring
to
on
go.
the Norm Smiths.
Yep.
Bring me Lenny, and we'll be happy.
He
Joint-
won it. He
joint
won it
Norm
in a
Smith.
losing year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the draw
Yeah.
with Pendles.
Yeah. How was that a good day?
Is that a dual?
Actually, there is a card
is
for
that
that.
is that a dual patch Norm
But
Smith?
hang on, isn't there already a card for that?
It was a signature, yeah.
Yeah.
They did a Norm Smith signature.
There's
It
no
wasn't a
patch to
rede-
Norm
wasn't a-
Smith.
wasn't a redemption though. Yeah.
Look, it's exciting. It's just exciting that footy is back. Cards are back. As we've always said, and I saw someone make a comment before that there's like 7,342 Sydney cards they need to chase.
Yeah.
I would prefer to have cards to chase
Yeah.
than not.
But also remember, this is
great.
the starting point. Like, no one should be looking at their release like this, going like, "Oh, it doesn't have this, or it should have this, or it's not good enough, or whatever it is."
It's February.
This is the starting point. This is the $4 a pack product, or
Yeah.
however much it
It's
is.
$4.
So $4.
Yeah.
Still $4 a pack. Plus, I'm sure there's other variations of packs that cost a little bit more, blasters and
It's still
starters
$4
and
a
all
pack
that sort
though,
of
bro.
stuff. But it still breaks out to be $4 a
Yeah.
pack. Just to clarify, $4.
Yep.
Anyone $4. Anyway. So yeah, that's what it is. It's the start of the year. It's time to just start to get back into footy cards.
Yep.
It's also an opportunity for people on the periphery who may have friends, associates, who may have shown interest in footy cards.
Yeah.
This is the great starting point because this is the one that doesn't break the bank.
You get to wet
You
your
can
beak.
have fun with other people. You can
Yep.
have fun with your kids. You can have fun with your mates.
Yep.
Lots of people like to do ripping nights and things like that. It's again, it's the start of the collecting season of AFL cards, and it only gets better from here.
And again, we're not trying to sit here and tell you guys and ladies and kids and everyone else watching, we're not trying to tell you this is supremacy. This is Footy Stars. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be accessible.
Yeah.
It's meant to be cheap. You can chase your sets. There's plenty of cards around.
With that being said, there is going to be some cards that are going to fly under the radar and be extremely
Like what?
extremely difficult to get. Well, those signatures, those Sig Redemptions,
Yeah.
is it the Luminous? what are they called,
Luminous
Myriads?
Myriad Sig
The
Redemption.
Myriad Redemptions, are my numbers right? That's 1 in 3 cases.
1 in 2.5.
Okay.
Yep. So it's
So-
432 pack.
Yeah. And I suppose this comes to that broader conversation that's been taking place over the last 6-12 months as well about with so many big releases having come out in 2024, both things like Supremacy plus dedicated release like Brownlow and
Yep.
Brilliance and all these other things, we have seen a significant inclusion of signature cards into the market. There's no doubt about that we've seen price pressure because of that across the board.
Yep.
With all different types of cards, any numbered cards, signature cards, and everything as well. But as we show over the course of time, as things start to disappear because their rarity comes to override the recency bias of people having seen such a flood of them,
Yep.
cards become very difficult to find. And I definitely think the Myriad SIGs, which I feel like some of those ones last year started going really cheap, like in the 200s, 300s sort of range. They were going really, really cheap.
They just disappeared.
Yeah, but those are the ones, again, because it's from Footy Stars, the numbering on the card is not representative of the amount that will actually hit the market. That is not a hobby product where the community is very insular and interconnected. This is going to a very broad base of people. Therefore, those SIGs are much rarer than what the numbering represents. So just something to keep in mind.
Wade said, thoughts on Myriads being different designs but same players. I'm pretty sure that's the same as last year. There was like 2 or 3 players per team last year, and then
then there was one SIG.
One was a
this
SIG.
time there's 2 SIGs, right?
No. Yes.
It's 2 SIGs.
It's 2 SIGs, but there's also 5 players in the Myriads.
Yes, that's right. But that's how it was last year. So
Yeah,
there was more. There was more Myriads, and then there was 2. Yeah, then there was one that had the
SIG.
signature redemption as well. Yeah.
So again, look, I haven't had a huge chance to go through the checklist, Wade.
I'm stoked with the Saints player selection. I haven't really had a gaze at anyone else's. I don't know how people feel, but to get a Rowan Marshall signature in is very impressive.
Nick Loston, he hasn't signed anything for ages. And Tom Brown.
Marshall's never had a signature before. So,
yeah, that's great.
Which is really, really good.
Look, I think there's a lot of digest here. Hello, Gribbler. I think that, again, this is going to be a fun release. It's a great start to the footy season. Selective obviously come out with a bang. I love that they've got blasters now and lockers and different ways for people to walk into a store. And as we said, we're going to have all this stuff for sale. You can buy boxes on Good Vibes now. All the retail stores, Kmart, 7-Eleven, all this kind of stuff. You're going to be able to walk in and buy packets. And the whole searching of boxes thing sitting on a counter, which obviously some other card companies have issues with. The beautiful thing about Myriad cards is no box is ever dead.
Throws it all out of whack.
Which is fantastic. It's a great initiative because, look, the other mob, people just go in and search packets and, it causes problems. And the same thing happens with NBA. There's no such thing as a dead box here because Myriad, you're always alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a really great initiative that they started last year. Again, look, just have fun with it. This is really low barrier to entry. You can do it with your kids or do it yourself. Go buy a case and rip it. There's cases available. You're not going to go broke messing around with Footy Stars.
Absolutely.
It's good. It's good value.
Absolutely. And yes, obviously hobby will be coming at some point.
Couple of weeks.
The expectation on hobby, or what I would expect, is very similar to the difference between retail and hobby last year as well.
Yeah, and hobby was an excellent product last year.
One big thing that we haven't talked about and we're probably overlooking here is the key to Footy Stars in Series 1 has always been the predictor chase. So this is the...
in recent times, for sure.
So this is the product that has live chase throughout the course of the whole year. It's not like, cool, did my set in 2 weeks, let's move on to the next one. There is active chase throughout the year, and it's almost fun. There's, you can open boxes. Yeah, but you open boxes at different points in the year, just based on hitting a Brownlow predictor or hitting another type of predictor, because you could be live, you've got no idea. So, and then obviously the fluctuation. So you got people out there like Butters, they love the predictor game, the weekly fluctuations where, he's had a good game, that's it. He's won 14 Brownlows in a row.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
And speculation, we love speculation. Australians love to have a little bit of a punt, and predictors really allow you to do that and have a little bit of a punt on what's happening at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, look, as I said, boxes are available now on the Select website. SEC members can get up to 6. Someone said before that the lockers are already sold out. You will be able to get boxes, cases, blasters, lockers, all that kind of stuff at all your good retail stores. We will have them here at RGB. We are selling boxes again on Vibes. Go support your breakers. Go support your local card stores. Go and buy a pack at 7-Eleven. Go into Kmart and try to chase the exclusives. Just have fun with it. You don't have to make it something that it isn't. This is just a fun product.
And ease into the year.
Yeah,
I'm
ease into
sure.
the year.
I'm sure there's a big year ahead.
Yep.
Of some exciting releases.
Well, you said there was 14 releases this year, James?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Joking.
ease into
Joking.
it. No need to go too hard right now. And
Yep.
I saw a couple of comments there. I saw one from Shane Hartney just saying like, Footy Stars always an opportunity to get involved in lots of trades, lots of conversation,
Absolutely.
lots of banter with people, a bit of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, enjoy it. Take it back to that old school trading opportunities.
And breaks are
engagement.
cheap. Like,
Yeah.
whether you're with us or with other people, it's cheap to go and watch a bit of a
Yeah,
show and
have
rip
a
some
bit- have a-
packets.
Have a bit of fun with it, and don't stress. And
Yep.
let's see
Footy's here.
what the next few weeks holds.
Yep.
Once the product comes to hand.
It means, footy's around the corner. That's the best thing. Once Footy Stars comes out, it means footy's around the corner.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, everyone. It's been great conversation, great questions, and great to hear everyone's voice again. People popping up their head and saying hi. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, no doubt, when Hobby gets announced.
We're going to get more
Thank
active.
you, Yardo.
We're going to get more active with the Card Authority podcast in 2025. That's our New Year's resolution.
Yep.
We're going to come up with some good ideas for some further engagement with you guys and to
Do
get
we
you
bring
guys
unicorn hunting back?
to get maybe we'll bring unicorn hunting back and get you guys a bit more involved in the shows as well.
Yep, that's what we want.
We'd love to do more Q&A type of stuff Q&A type of stuff as well, and get you guys driving a bit more conversation too.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Jenks. Amazing as always. Thank you to all of you with your questions. Footy Stars 2025 is now released. Get amongst it. It's available on the Select website. Make sure you read all the terms and conditions. Release day the 5th, so you should be able to walk into stores on the 5th and pick up stock. We thank you for joining Card Authority. We thank you all being around. And yes, lots more Card Authority this year.
Absolutely.
Have a great
Card
evening.
Authority's back. Footy cards are back. The AJs are back.
Yep.
And you guys are all back.
We're back.
Back.
Thanks, everyone. Ciao.